Hello everyone, we're back with Fate Grand Order with the Anastasia chapter. Last time we met up with Billy the Kid and Beowulf, and now we're best friends. Yeah, the second banner came out last night. The Ivan the Terrible plus character who hasn't showed up yet, but he should be showing up soon. I think we fight him around halfway. I think we fight him halfway through. I think we fight him, right? I'm pretty sure we do. Yeah, and last time it kind of sounded like we're already setting up for the climax, or maybe we're just setting up for an early, like, midway battle. Not sure. Like, okay, this is a spoiler, but it's nothing big. I just remember that we do fight Anastasia sometime around the halfway mark. I know it's not at the ending, basically, or maybe we fight her again at the ending, but I know we do fight her halfway through. I don't know if we kill her then, or if, like, we come to a standoff or what, but I'd assume we come to a standoff, right? Like, you can't kill off the character the chapter is named after halfway through. That'd be crazy. Oh yeah, last time we ended with, like, a cliffhanger. I gotcha. This is your dream, man. I think that was Anastasia's perspective, but pain that grows more terrible with each passing moment, unfathomable bewilderment, fear that threatens to swallow you whole, and above all, complete and utter loathing for the soldiers who look down at you in scorn. In an instant, my pain turned to pleasure, and I vowed I would kill them all myself. Yes, there's never a time I did not hear his voice. This voice. Now that Olga, Titania, Maria, Alexei, Papa, or Mama ever noticed. I could always hear this voice, whether I was playing a prank or climbing a tree. But I knew it wasn't anything like a guardian angel. So yeah, this is definitely Anastasia. I mean, I'm not familiar with her siblings' names, but if it was, I wouldn't be dead right now. Wait, I thought she only had 3 sisters though. Does she have like a brother or something? Because I specifically remember she had 3 sisters. Even when I only had seconds left to live, all he did was stare at me. He is a creature of fantasy, summoned by my desire to kill those who had wronged me. A monster with mystic eyes who only appears to Romanovs who are born with the ability to see him. Really, this could be anyone. The soldiers hacked my body to pieces, then they burned me and buried my ashes. Even as my clothes were stripped off, my body chopped to pieces and my ashen remains planted in the ground. I was still unconscious enough to understand what was happening. And that is why I made certain those soldiers would never again enjoy a moment of peace. I am watching. Oh, death is too good for you. No, you're going to live in fear for the rest of your lives. IV will always be watching you. Okay. This reminds me of something like from Fate Stay Night. I know, the Fate route had like red text, black background with like creepy words. I'll forever pass judgment on your sins. I'll forever see to your punishment. I'll always, always be watching till the day you die. Always, always, always. Really, that could have been anyone. Dang it. Pardon my French. Gray skies. A world without light. Never known anything else. Did I wake you? I wasn't sleeping. I was just dreaming. Oh, yay! I totally forgot Master and Servants, like, shit. When they sleep, they dream, like, bad memories. Is there a difference? Huge. It's the difference between your mind being shut off and your mind changing gears. Dreams have long since abandoned my sleep, and now I no longer need sleep. It's not just like it is with servants. Is that him being edgy, or does he actually not need to sleep? So what's the occasion? Did something happen? We received a report from the Apashaniki we sent out to the frontier. They didn't have much to say, but it didn't mention that they had burned down one of the rebel army storehouses. That should make things more difficult for them. And then there's the servants who aren't with the rebels. Should figure out what to do about them soon, before they think to challenge the Tsar's glory. Well, about that! Should be able to handle them together. The Metropolitan can take care of things here in the meantime. And it's a date. I'll go get ready. What do you need to get ready for? Just go like that. You really don't know how to treat your servants, do you? You're supposed to send me off with a smile. Lay off. I'm all about efficiency. What? Efficacy? What? I think that's pronounced efficiency, but I've heard people say efficacy, so I mean, I don't know. There's no other way an ordinary guy like me could ever catch up to a genius. The only way to beat someone who understands efficiency... Oh, hold on. Volume... Okay. To beat someone who understands efficiency at a practical level is to dream up something even more efficient. I see. In that case, come help me get ready. That'll be more efficient than simply waiting around. Yeah. Oh, he's a yeah guy. I appreciate that. You can join being a night ass of the yeah crew. Stop answering me like some lazy soldier. Makes me feel like cursing you. Alright, Anastasia. So what is it you want my help with? I want you to help me choose which coat I should wear. Or should I go in my first ascension, my second, or my third? Oh. What an innocent, heartwarming sight. It's like watching them dance on wallets on top of the thinnest of ice, where one crack could send them tumbling into the abyss. This just goes to show that the Grand Duchess is too good a match for our timid Kadak. Okay, I wasn't for sure if she's talking about us or Kadak and Anastasia there. A boy weakened by his reluctance to give up on anything, and a girl empowered after giving up everything, huh? They're quite the pair. Each makes up for the other's shortcomings. Even I can't think of a servant and master that are better suited to each other. Which is why you really should stop stirring them up just for your amusement, Koinskaya. For the Tsar side, as the Tsar's aide, I can't overlook this any longer. I mean, think about it, A and S are similar letters. They're right next to each other on the keyboard. I could easily mess those up. Oh my, you're so patriotic. Does it pain you to see your beloved homeland so messed up? Well, lucky for you, I was just thinking each time I was on my merry little way anyway. I've already said hello to the Chaldeans, and I've confirmed that the Tsar is coming along nicely. I mean, this guy he could be anyone. It's possible he's not Rasputin. Since there's no work left for me to do here, I'll be moving on to my next assigned destination. Especially since Lord Woldheim has apparently gone on some Miss High Mighty Canis too. By all means. Your preferred forms of entertainment are nowhere to be found in Russia anyway. There are no humans desperately fighting for their survival here. Not a single person you would enjoy trampling all over. No matter how you look at it, this lost spot is utterly devoid of hope for the future. Yeah, so it would seem. That's the one part that's truly a shame. Well, I'd best be on my way. No point sticking around in a barren land with no money to be made after all. See you, travel light. Oh yes, would you like me to pray for your safe travels? No, thank you. A feeling your prayers would only bring about the opposite of what they sought. Well, here's to doing business again. Remember, when you want to get rich at others' expense, want to be happy no matter who else it might hurt, make sure to call on NFF services. Make all those sorts of dreams come true. Heart. Rats, I believe she called them. Takes one to know one, as the saying goes. You should learn to be mindful of the dangers that line your path, Koinskaya. As things stand now, you may as well be a rat fleeing a sinking ship. That's ominous. Oh, okay. It's just evil people talking. There you go. A lot more entertaining than Shimosa's. Oh, and I'm out of AP. I'll just use bronze fruit then. I mean, I don't have enough golden fruit to spare, honestly. Lancers, huh? I think these are just demonic beasts. Yeah, Billy and Aldolanda. He's a lady. Cool. And he actually has 3 skills. Unlike Musashi back in Shimosa. Oh yeah, I've been doing free quests to try to get quartz for the servant who should not be named. It's been a while since I've done that. Well, that was a protective chat. Let's get some good news for a change. Alright, Billy, you take it from here. Sure thing, Bale. Hope we meet again down the road. Bye, Beowulf. Where are you off to, Billy? I'll be riding with them. Beowulf will be running this show from now on. What? You're joining the rebel army? Sure am. I know you don't hold humans in high esteem, but this keeps more to them than you think. Servant or no, I'm still just a good old-fashioned human. Suits me just fine to rebel with the rest. See you around. Okay. 2 days after setting off on their journey. Huh? Is that 2 days since we've been here, or 2 days since we left the camp? Like, with Beowulf's town. Shun's trying to tell us something. Seems there are demonic beasts nearby. Are you ready, Ponzi? Yeah, I know the deal. Time for some fresh meat. And that could be your catchphrase. Fairly right then? Sometimes I have no idea what you're talking about. Well, they ain't exactly delicious, but there's plenty of meat on them. Alright, let's say we wrestle up some grub for the rebel army. I'll go. Sure. This is probably another short chapter then, right? We will probably be fighting Anastasia soon, though. You know, given she's coming out, and I know we fight her before, like, the ending. So that's probably, like, 11 or 12, probably, maybe. We're on 10 right now, so. I don't know when Mystery Man shows up. That's his new nickname. Like, I don't think it's a spoiler to say his name, because, like, I think most people know servant names by this point, like, even the ones who haven't come out, but, I mean, I don't know that. I mean, I'm someone who's been playing the Japanese server since, like, day one, so I've always known these things. There's probably at least some people who don't, so I'm gonna act under the idea that they don't. Anyway, yeah, so last time I was being pretty meta talking about YouTube, so I guess I'll do that again. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and got me to think, why do I YouTube? Like, I mean, it's no secret that a lot of my videos don't do too well, you know. Like, if it gets a view, that's a success. Which, I mean, it's pretty sad, but I mean, I don't record, at least not solely for the purpose of people watching my stuff. Like, one of the main reasons I record it is to, like, I guess preserve the memory of me playing these games. Like, and I like looking back on my, like, thoughts of a game while I was playing it sometimes. And I wish I had played all of Umineko just so I could see my thought process going through it again. Because I don't really remember what I was thinking when playing Umineko. Which is sad because I love Umineko. But I got that with Fata Morgana, which I think is great. And of course other games as well. And I think that's a big reason. But yesterday my friend was talking about something that got me thinking. Which, it's kind of sad. I mean, he's basically talking about how he was lonely that none of his friends wanted to play Overwatch with him. I mean, I've played enough Overwatch in my lifetime. I don't need to play it again. That got me thinking, do I record because I don't have any friends to talk about these games with? Which, I mean, I think that's at least partially the case, probably. Like, I don't have any friends to talk about, like, you know, Fata Morgana with, so I'll just talk to an audience that may or may not exist, for example. Which, in Fata Morgana's case, it did exist. I had at least multiple people watching the entirety of my videos, which was nice. But of course, that's not true for every game I play. Like, I know Fake Grand Order doesn't do too well view-wise, and even if it does, the retention's not too good, but even so. Anyway, alright, we got meat. You guys are all gonna have some too, right? Oh, continue this conversation next battle. Well, sailors ain't really gotta eat, but if there's enough to go around, I'll have myself a bite. Because I'm assuming this is gonna end in the next couple minutes, right? But the real silver dollar is the alcohol you have with stewed meat. I know how you feel. I love some cider myself. Cider, huh? Partial to bourbon myself. Tequila ain't bad either. Of course, back in that village, I just brew about just anything I had on hand. I've heard there's different kinds of alcohol, but I've only ever had the one kind. What do the others taste like? Alright, most of what you all got to drink's just straight vodka with no kind of flavor to it, yeah? I've still got a bit of the last batch I distilled. Care for a nip? Sure, I'll give it a shot. That's good. Really good. Though it does taste a little weak. Actually, this here's about as strong as it gets back home. Guess you Yaga really can hold your drink. A little too well, if you ask me. Okay, we bonded over alcohol. What's next? We should be there soon. No signal fire. Seems things kept running fine, even though we were gone for quite a while. We're back. Open the gate. Welcome back, boss. I see you've returned. I have some good news. Another servant by the name of Billy the Kid has agreed to join us. Howdy. You must be a Visebrion. Billy the Kid. Nice to meet you. The pleasure's all mine. Fortunately, I'm afraid I must greet you with some bad news. Oh? What is it? We are on the verge of running out of food altogether. I mean, we have... Holmes, tell us where some demonic beasts are. I mean, isn't it really just that easy? I mean, sure, eventually doing that would deplete all the resources, but if you... I mean, if you're hungry, you gotta eat. Bearable stronghold. No, just one. I mean, those who pilfer. Are you gonna steal food? Hey, if it's from Moscow, it's fine. Don't take that out of context. Just a berserker, I guess? Yeah, bring Spartacus. Wait, what was that guy's description? Love Kiara. Is he? Of course. Level 100 Kiara. Noble Phantasm 3. Oh, dude, he has Columbus. Brilliant. I don't have a Columbus on NA yet. I'd probably level him if I did, but... let's bring... You know what? Just for you. No, I have Kiara in my backline. Never mind. Let's bring Edmund. I don't feel like changing the craft essence. Section 11. Giving those who pilfer. This area stopped receiving food from the capital a long time ago. The capital also lays first claim to any demonic beast the hunters catch here. That is why these Yaga had no choice but to revolt. It's the only choice if they wish to survive. Securing a food supply was their most important order of business as well. It's simply not possible to grow enough grain to feed everyone. So we worked together with other villages to hunt demonic beasts and share their meat. That was enough to get by. At least, until now. Why did the food supply suddenly run out? The rebel army simply grew faster than we expected. There are more mouths to feed now. We have no right to turn anyone away, after all. A lot of youngsters around here. Ever occurred to you to turn them away, Atalanta? No. Their mothers and fathers have all vowed to fight to ensure their children do not go hungry. That system, where the weak are left behind to die, is precisely what they wish to fight against. As such, the rebel army is honor-bound to keep children alive. Can't say you're being exactly objective about all this, are you? No. Heck yeah, that's great! Sure, I'm glad I decided to sign on with y'all. That aside, even as matters stand, our food reserve should have been sufficient to keep us fed for some time. You mean that storehouse. Storehouse? It should be alright to tell you now. We had a hidden storehouse that only a select few of our members knew about. Right. How did the Visebrion know? You're speaking in the past tense. I'm gonna venture a guess that it ain't around no more. Yeah, they talked about that in the beginning. What? Billy, you weren't around when Anastasia was talking? What? That's right. We were storing roughly 30% of all of our food there. When our stronghold's reserves fell low enough, we would restock them from the storehouse. But now that storehouse is gone, huh? Indeed. Until the Opportuniki found out our Yagas they were carrying food out. They then burned the storehouse and killed everyone there. They burned it down? The Opportuniki have no need for food. No matter how much the rest of the country is starving, they always favor the Tsar's glory above all else. I see. Then they almost certainly gave him the Terrible's noble phantasm, as we suspected. But then, how could he maintain his noble phantasm for all hours of the day like this? To do so would consume an incredible amount of magical energy. No, that can't be right. The law of equivalent exchange simply wouldn't allow for that. Have you stayed around? My apologies. First, we need to resolve our food supply problem, don't we? I guess the golem man will know about that. Right. It may be difficult for a human like you to understand, Horsey, but Yaga require a tremendous amount of food and can starve very quickly. On average, a human can go up as many as 7 days without food as long as they have access to water. But a Yaga can only last without food for 3 days before they die of starvation. On top of that, the average Yaga requires several times the calories per day as the average human. That is the plight every Yaga faces. They to survive in this frozen tundra, they must consume vast quantities of food. I see. That does make sense. I apologize for this example, but it reminds me of a certain species of rat. This rat would need to eat constantly, or would burn too many calories and die on the spot. I don't know what kind of rat he's talking about. Is that really the best example you could come up with? At any rate, with so many Yaga, we could dedicate all of our resources to hunting. Still not have enough food to feed them all. I mean, aren't they more like wolves than rats? And we have precious little food left before we run out entirely. Alright, how do we resolve this? I'd hoped it would not come to this, but under the circumstances, we have no choice but to steal food from the Prosar city of Yaga I don't know Russian. Yaga Small is situated some distance away from both the frontier and the capital and has relatively few opportunity guarding it. You want to steal food? From my town? Oh, that's his town. I see no alternative, though I agree that is the most distasteful move. I know that. Well, we must consider the children and elderly who cannot survive long without food. Even then, it is a catch-22. Should we devote all of our food to them, our soldiers on the front lines will find themselves too weak to fight. Please understand, I know this is one of the worst moves the rebel army could make. We could be like, Holmes, how about you tell us where all the demonic beasts are and we can go hunt them, haha. No, okay. That's why I've chosen one of the cities most loyal to the Sai. Further, we'll not be taking all of their food. We'll send as many soldiers as we are able, attempt to negotiate to secure food. However, this time we will not give them the option of refusal. We will leave with these supplies we require, whether they agree or not. I only hope we can take just enough so that neither we nor they end up starving. That's gonna be tough. I mean, they've already got heaps of food stored away, but yeah, they've also got a bunch of secret demonic beast hunting grounds to keep to themselves. That's how they do things here. They don't just make sure they've got enough to eat. They always make sure a bundle by selling off the excess. No wonder they have no problem sucking up to the opportunity. They never have to worry about starving. They've got it made there just as much as they do up in Yaga Moscow. Some Yaga they are. They should be ashamed of themselves. Hey. You don't think you guys would do the same thing if you were in their position? None of them has to be in that situation. It still took everyone who lives there everything they had to build that city. It's not like they're all living it up either. Some of them couldn't hunt and ended up starving to death. Still, even having said all that, but it does sound like they've got it made compared to life in a village. But that doesn't mean they're bad guys, that it's okay to do whatever you want to them. You from there or something? I was. Before they kicked me out. I'm not gonna defend them. I'm not against stealing their food either. But they're still Yaga, just like you and me. Don't forget that. Hotsy is right. I'll not have any harm come to the city's residents. That was always the plan, but make doubly sure that all soldiers know that. If any of you so much as touches a hair on a child's head, I'll fill you with so many arrows you'll wonder when you became a hedgehog. Do they know what a hedgehog is? What's a hedgehog? Some kind of demonic beast? Yeah, that is who I was talking to for a moment. At any rate, we'll take what we need to survive. No more. They think us evil for doing so, let them. Our goal is to defeat Ivan the Terrible, to purge the Opportunity from this world. Once we do that, this frozen empire will finally see dawn. The tides of history will once again begin to move. Soldiers, take up your arms. Yeah. Okay, we cut into the village. Oh. Good grief. So they're left with no choice but to stage an uprising. Better than letting some of them starve to death. Besides, isn't this a welcome turn of events for us? Oh, sorry. Guerrilla warfare is one thing, but we still have far too few soldiers to think about fighting the Oppa Shiniki head-on. As for now, the resistance movement consists of us, the rebel army of Isebran, Miss Atalanta, Billy, and Beowulf. Isebran's golems might be something of an equalizing factor, but we still need at least one more capable ally. I wonder who that could be. Patsy? Are you okay with this? Yago Smolensk is your hometown, right? No, I'm fine with that. I'd already given up on it anyway. There's 100% going to be a plotline involving his mom, right? They're going to be like, oh yeah, she's dead, by the way. Besides, it sounds like the leader's going to make sure our soldiers take it easy on them. I don't know if it'll be that simple. Well, last time it said that 2 days passed traveling. So, we've probably been in Anastasia for like a week now, right? Or this lost belt for like a week now, right? So, she should have starved to death by now. Well, you paid her taxes, but they keep giving her... I don't know. Why not, Isebran? I'm a servant. I still have my memories from my old life. I believe I know a little something about proper human history, as well as the history of this world. And the way I see it, I'm afraid there are very, very few instances in all of the time, past and present, where plundering of this sort went off without a hitch. At worst, a squabble could lead to a full-blown massacre. A massacre? But that's... it's perfectly likely, Mashu. Even proper human history is chock full of people who are smarter than me and more powerful than me. Heaps of them did miles worse than anything I ever dreamed up. And I think you know that just as well as I do. And I know to a certainty that if I had that kind of power, I'd have done the same terrible things. Good intentions notwithstanding, massacres can still occur. And this particular situation will be especially fraught with danger. First of all, the Yaga in Patsy's hometown and the Yaga in the rebel army do not enjoy the same quality of life. And as we saw earlier, the rebel Yaga resent them for choosing stability, for swearing fealty to the Tsar and his Oppa Shiniki. We cannot be certain that this resentment will not transform this small raid into a massacre. I won't let that happen. I'm afraid that is a promise you cannot keep. What was that? A massacre is not always some sinister thing arranged by evil men who seek to murder the innocent. They are like brush fires. Oh, got a Discord. Spiking and spreading out of control. I can't respond to him right now because, you know, I have desktop capture and, you know, on my phone, so I can't message him on there. Hoaxes, history, hatred, misinformation, suspicion, racial discrimination, disparity of wealth, pride, panic, propaganda. All these things mixed together into a nightmare slurry. What is more, these things do not happen gradually, as in the proverbial slippery slope. What happens is that frustration and discontent continue to build to a breaking point until the tiniest spark causes a tremendous explosion. If we were on the defending side, it would simply be a matter of keeping the would-be victim safe. But as we are on the aggressor side, that is not an option. Then, there's nothing we can do? We could not steal the food and we could, you know, just go hunt some with, you know, Holmes' radar. Well, I guess Mashu's radar now. Dang it. I at least want to keep the damage to a minimum. Then we should focus all of our efforts on defeating the Oppa Shiniki as swiftly as possible. The worst possible scenario would be if the Oppa Shiniki and the rebel army were to wage battle in the city with the residents caught in the crossfire. The rebels would assume the city's residents side with the Oppa Shiniki. The Oppa Shiniki would think nothing of slaughtering residents to get to the rebels. That will leave no one willing to or able to rescue the residents. Therefore, we must eliminate any factor that might lead to a massacre before it has a chance to cause the situation to escalate. Would that be acceptable, Master? Sounds good to me. Understood. In that case, I have a request to make. The rebel army still needs some time to prepare before leaving the city. During that time, I'd like to gather as many materials as possible in order to build a wall. Wall? Indeed. A wall of golems! Golems! Oh. Okay. So it's a filler fight. We're not fighting the villagers, the Alpershiniki. Or at least not this chapter. When in doubt, use golems. That's what a VC Brown's taught me. And I'm pretty sure that's going to hold true for the rest of the chapter from something I remember. Okay, just kill them all. Oh, there's a lot of them. Okay. Sure. Yeah, so I was talking about YouTube, right? Because, like, if I solely wanted to just preserve me playing games, I could just, you know, upload them, like, what is it, like, Google Drive? Is that the name? But, you know, that way I'd be able to keep them for myself and everything's fine, but, like, and also, like, I wouldn't have to constantly commentate over everything. You know, I wouldn't have to read everything out loud. I could just react as I wanted to, but I mean, I'd like to be popular on YouTube. That I'd be okay with that. Well, like, my definition of popular is probably different from the definition you're thinking of. Like, if I had 1,000 subscribers, I'd be like, oh, that's sweet. Or, honestly, subscribers doesn't matter to me too much. Rather, if I had, like, 10 or 20 constant viewers, that would be awesome. Which, I mean, a lot of my views come from well after the fact when I record. For example, I mentioned recently that there's someone going through and commenting through my Fata Morgana series. They reacted to one of my jokes. A joke I made 2 years ago made someone laugh. Which, I mean, what, like 3 years ago? 2 or 3 years ago. Which, I mean, hey, if it works, it works. Yeah. But, I mean, so that's also a factor. I've talked about this multiple times. I think that I've even talked about it in Grand Order before. Just, I feel my view does change on it gradually. So, and also just I have fun recording. I think it's a big thing. Like, I have fun doing it, and I think it's a good stress reliever too. Just lets me talk to myself for a while. It's therapy. Or at least in visual novels, like, it lets me just talk to myself talking to myself. That's for ones without voice acting, where they play multiple characters. But I have a lot of fun doing it, which is why I still do it. Like, sometimes I do get drained and I don't have fun, but I keep going on. Particularly, I can think of the letter when that happened. There was a pretty large section of that game, like probably like I don't know how many long. Like it was probably like 10 videos, but I don't know how long that translates into hours because I remember like I'd be doing short videos, like 20 minutes, and okay, I'm done. And maybe, you know, I'd just go off on like an anecdote in the beginning to add for time, stuff like that. Oh, poison can kill. I always thought that poison dropped you to 1 HP. Huh. How about that? Yeah, but that game did end up... I enjoyed the beginning and the end. Just, there's a part in the middle where it dragged on for a while. Talked about this before, but I'll just mention it again. The letter has different chapters, and every chapter a different character's narrating. Chapters 4 and 5 were very bad, in my opinion. I think the rest of the game ranges from, I'll even say great to mediocre. I consider like Zachary's and Luke's route to be, you know, probably some of the better stuff. You know, Isabella's and Asher, they're pretty good, and then like Hannah, it was okay. It's a Western visual novel that I definitely recommend. It's, if anything, I think it deserves praise for feeling like a Western novel. Like, Sorry, there's definitely inspiration from, well, obviously Japanese media, specifically The Ring, which, I mean, is an anime, but also there is anime influence. But not like too much. Like what I mean like that, but like, it's not even necessarily anime influence. Like for example, there's a love triangle. But I mean, it's not like those are exclusively anime. But when I think of those, I think, oh, that's anime. Or just the way the characters talk was a little anime. Well, at least some of the characters. But I mean, do people actually talk like some do? Yeah. But it just felt anime. Which is a very vague thing. Oh, we're finding a big guy. Okay, Spartacus. Oh, he has a chain. His guts buff will probably last a while, so let's just use this so he doesn't die. Gives him a one hit protection, I think, right? Let's go after the big guy so he doesn't get 3 attacks per turn. Okay. Yeah, so even though it is far from being a masterpiece, I still recommend the letter. Plus it has, like, look at the flowchart in the game. There's a ton of choices that, in the end, are they the most impactful? No, but they still matter a little. Like, at the end of the day, everyone who's still alive is going to gather at the mansion in the end, and like one of like 2 outcomes, well 3 if everyone dies, but one of 2 outcomes will almost definitely happen unless you get a special ending. But still. I appreciate the fact that such a branching visual novel exists. And I'm looking forward to see what their next project is, because they have done a second game since. It was like a time management dating sim, which is not up my alley at all. So I haven't checked it out. The only thing I know about it is that there are 2 heroines in it, Giselle and Beatrice, which was like, oh, hey, I'm interested. Those are Umineko and, what should I say? I mean, it's not a spoiler that a character by that name exists, but this is a character named Giselle in Final Morgana, and she's best girl. I'll say that. Like, she shows up late is the thing. Or at least relatively late. Okay. Is that the end, or? Still going? Okay, we're still going. I got the golem course. Dang, but I'm beat. I'm gonna call this now, I'm predicting this. Whenever we get to the village, you know who's gonna be there. Or maybe on the way to the village. Because, you know, Holmes mentioned that we need 1 more person, and come on, that's called foreshadowing. Look it up. Excellent. Seems this version of Russia is well suited to golem making. I don't know why that's funny to me, but sorry about this, Potsy. I wish I could help too. Those arms of yours are so scrawny, I can't imagine you doing anything with them. Alright, I got a little meat. Not much, but it's better than not eating. Very well, I'll keep working to make as many golems as I can in the time we have. Let me know when the rebel army is about to move out. Got it. Sean, come over here and learn this fella's scent. Are you sure he can? Good point. Seemed like he ain't got much of an order to you. How about he learns to smell the earth making up to these golems instead? It does seem like it would work better. Alright, I'll await your message. Got it. Okay, let's head back then. End of... Nope. Man, you can almost cut the tension with a knife. Alright, in a partial southern accent. Of course, this excursion will be nothing like the small-scale skirmishes we've been waging thus far. Not to mention there's a very real risk that we may have to deal with a large number of Opashaniki. Andalanda! Why am I yelling your name? What is it, Caldans? Something on your mind? Yes, as a matter of fact. We have a wall of golems? A massacre, huh? True, it'd be dishonest of me to say that the possibility never crossed my mind. But what of it? I have a duty to keep these rebels safe. It falls to me to save the parents attempting to atone for their children's deaths with their own lives. I understand that this is not the sort of majestic act that will stop this nightmarish chain of events. However, so long as the massacre remains only a possibility and not a certainty, I cannot concern myself with it. And that's a little irresponsible, but I understand. Do you know what it feels like to be a soldier given food meant for starving children, just so you do not collapse from hunger on the battlefield? Perhaps the truly contemptible thing is neither the Tsar nor the Opportunity, but this very world, for making it nearly impossible to grow grain here. The world itself, huh? At any rate, there's still some time before we depart. I'll pass on your concerns to the soldiers myself. Thank you, Atalanta. It's almost more than I can bear, Horsey. Like Billy and Beowulf, I have no memory of fighting to restore humanity. But is fighting, saving the world, supposed to be this painful? It was a lot easier back in, Okeanos. That's when she showed up, right? I cannot tell any longer. I think it was her in Okeanos that she saw Artemis and was like, oh, this sucks. Metropolitan Macarius. The Tsar wishes to see you. Does he now? Unusual for him to wake up at this time of day. What is she calling him? Macarius? You must have had a bad dream. Very well. I'll be right there. Do hurry, please. Oh, please, do hurry, please. Be upset and even you may not survive his ire. That could be difficult. It's my job to sway the Tsar's decisions. I cannot simply tell him what he wishes to hear to the exclusion of all else. I must be frank, even if he may not like what I have to say. Isn't that the role of Metropolitan Macarius? So is that all a title? Metropolitan Macarius, huh? May I ask you something, Father? Of course. I can't tell what it is you want. Can't tell what your ultimate goal is. And I can't tell what you really think. I desire what you desire, Grand Duchess. You and I wish for the same things. I promise you, that much is true. If I were to ask you to choose a side, I'd absolutely choose yours. Huh? Forgive me, that joke was in poor taste. Just the improper remarks of a certain foolish man. To you, that must have sounded downright abusive. Please, forget I said anything. I'm here to do my job, nothing more. Even if I must reduce myself to a pawn in the process. I'm here to sing the praises of survival, to offer condolences upon death, to confer blessings upon all manner of life. And to bring salvation to the forlorn souls of this eternal tundra. Right now, that is all I am concerned with, Your Imperial Highness. I see. Go on, you shouldn't keep the Tsar waiting. I trust nothing you say, Kyrie. He wants nothing but for everyone to suffer. Including himself. Good, he's gone. Still have no idea what the guy's really thinking. It's strange. I don't just trust him as much as you do. You're kidding me. Some of the servants that not even Woldheim can control. You know, the guy Woldheim calls the disciples of the foreign god? Some ways they're even more trouble than Chaldea. That's true. I know we shouldn't trust them, just like we shouldn't trust Koyanskaya. But for some reason, I really do feel like Father Macarius is going to stick with us to the end, no matter what. I know you're there, Gottlieb. Gottlieb? Oh, hi. Are you here to anger the Tsar, Macarius? He's dreaming peacefully now. Don't wake him. It's my duty as the Metropolitan of Moscow to inform the Tsar of how his campaigns are faring. Don't worry, I won't make an ordeal out of it. The Tsar allowed his anger to get the better of him not too long ago. Ended up wiping an entire village off the map. He feels very bad about that, you see, so I imagine he'll devote himself to prayer for some time as penance. Is that all? If you have nothing to say to the Tsar, then I assume you have something to say to me. What is it? I was just curious how you were feeling, now that you have materialized as a servant. After all, you and I are very much alike. Neither of us would generally be expected to become a heroic spirit. It's only thanks to finding a suitable human body that we're able to become servants. Huh? And it is nice being a servant. No need to worry about wasted time on sleep or meals. But of course, just because it's possible to do so, it doesn't mean it's pleasant. Gottlieb? You must be tired of doing nothing but playing the piano all day. Now is your chance to fulfill your true purpose as a servant. You're to leave for Yagakazan. A band of rebels comprised of ex-nobility has taken the city over. Go there with the Opashaniki and wipe them all out as quickly as possible. Okay, and then someone will show up. Want me to leave my piano? What are you thinking? Don't worry not, I'll handle all your duties in your absence. They're mine before you're summoned, after all. Kiwei plays a wicked piano. Rest assured that the sorrow will be duly pacified while you're gone. Very well. Actually, he plays the organ. My bad. Make sure you do a good job, Maestro. If you don't, this lost spot will be subjected to even more torturous hell. Hey, Ivan, want to hear a cool song? No, wait, how's it go? Church on the Hill. Was I not summoned to ensure that hell endures? Fine then, I'll kill them all. Make sure that Alpha Shiniki can keep up with me. Somebody fetch me a bicorn. Oh! Oh! I wish you luck, Gottlieb. I don't know, is that... Or would you prefer Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart? Thank you. I shall ensure those who defy the Tsar meet with a swift and terrible death. Just as surely as my own death is arranged by the man in grey. Okay, so he's... Oh. Father Marcarius. My beloved wife Anastasia has informed me of what has been happening. She tells me you've been traveling the land, spreading peace, and preaching my gospel in my stead. You know, I'm starting to understand the NTR memes with Kadok now. It's a pleasure to see you again, Your Imperial Majesty. It fills my heart with joy to see you doing so well today. The people living on the frontier of Russia are ignorant of your glory, and I must head there at once to enlighten them. But as you can see, I'm too old and frail. I am afraid I can only serve in your stead for so long. My deepest wish is that your wounds will soon heal, so that you may reassure your subjects in person. Yes, you're right. Must be the only one who dares to reprimand or criticize me. It's like a dream. It's just like a dream. It's like my Russia, as it once was. I seek peace, for the sake of love. Anastasia. Anastasia, light of my life. I'll never lose you again. Russia must remain forevermore. Marcarius, you're the only man worthy of my trust. Tell me, is the frontier still a lawless, forsaken land? Not at all, Tsar. The Yaga there know of you, and have nothing but respect and admiration of you. That is thanks entirely to your guards patrolling the land to maintain peace and order. The only problem is that there are not quite enough of them. I see. Then I shall bolster the Opashiniki's numbers. Shall send them even to the cities and the farthest reaches of the land. Will that do, Marcarius? Indeed it will. That's just what it needed. Do that, and all the Yaga will surely be able to receive your grace. Forgive me, Marcarius. I have become something dreadful. What do you mean by sorry? I've become alive for 450 years, and I'll surely continue to live forever. But I am not yet strong enough. My glory as a Tsar is lacking. I must bring light to all reaches of the world. I must bring love capable of withstanding this blizzard to all the Yaga. And to do that, I must eliminate all those with evil in their hearts. I have received a revelation from a god. Though maybe a god from a distant land, still very much like the god we know. This god told me to spread the glory of Russia far and wide, to condemn those worlds that did not end up like our own. They told me to wipe out the so-called proper human history who did not see fit to save us, to eliminate the cursed stargazers of Chaldea. But alas, could not take action against them myself. I've already made the mistake of acting in anger. And in consequence, an entire village is gone. Ivan's a lot more composed than I thought he would be. Those Yaga had abandoned their faith, neglected to pay you homage, Tsar. It was only a matter of time until they gave in to the temptations of evil, fell prey to the blizzard. You need not pity them. You may be right, yet if only I were stronger, this could all have been avoided. The foreign god brought salvation upon this land, gave us the Tree of Emptiness, the power with which to fight the other lost belts. Thanks to the foreign god's blessing, the entire world will end up be just like this Russia. I do not care for that power. I may be the rightful ruler of the world, but what would I rule if the entire world were frozen solid? I am the great Tsar. The Tsar cannot make mistakes. The Tsar cannot never err. This time, the glory of my great Russia will know no bounds. I'll make sure of it. And to do that, I'll need the Alpershaniki, a faithful hunting dogs who will lay the groundwork to make my dream possible. Arcarius, I am doing the right thing, aren't I? I must not stop now, surely? Of course you are, and of course you must not sigh, but the time is not yet right for you to awaken. You must let your wounds heal and wait for the day when your eyes will truly open. That will be the day of feasting and celebration, the day when a new Russia finally blooms. But for now, you must rest and recuperate. You must sleep. You must sleep. Yes, yes. Cannot hear the piano any longer. But curious. That is what you say. Then that is what I shall do. Kiria's got away with words. The Tsar has gone back to sleep. Russia will once again know peace, albeit temporarily. Now we no longer need to worry about the Tsar knocking down the tree of emptiness. Will this do, O foreign priestess? Oh no. Can't tell if she's happy or upset. Even if I can't understand her language, I should at least be able to read her expressions. I'll never be able to listen to her confessions. Okay, and yeah, okay. You know, I actually like Ivan's characterization there. Like, I know literally nothing about Ivan other than he's a big spooky mammoth man. So it's kind of cool to see him not be big spooky. Well, oh, spoilers, he's a big spooky mammoth man. Yeah, like I know. I think it's Ivan the Terrible that, like, for example, outside of Russia, he's considered, you know, like a pretty bad dude. But in Russia itself, he's considered at least not. Oh, imminent slaughter. That's a good name. Things are gonna go well next chapter. Not horrible. Like, well, not terrible. At least I know there's Ivan apologists out there. Basically, I don't know about Ivan the Terrible. I don't really know what he did. But I know that, at least in Russia himself, people are a bit more sympathetic to him. At least a couple people are. I don't know. I remember reading, there's a painting of Ivan the Terrible, like, killing his son or something. And that a guy in Russia, like, vandalized the painting because he disagreed with that. Like, is Ivan killing his son not as actually, like, is that like a rumor? Or, I don't know. I don't know about Ivan the Terrible, so think. But it's cool to see him not just be evil guy. And I'm looking forward to actually seeing more of that. I imagine we will be once we, you know, fight him. No, I'm pretty sure he's like the final boss of the Lost Belt, right? He's like the big bad guy. I think so, at least. I mean, he's being built up to be. He's got to be. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Wait. How much quartz do we have? 2. Okay, never mind. See you guys next time. Bye.